Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. This is Ray Ray All Day. And you can also catch me at All Day Ray Ray on IG. We over here talking about these housewives in Atlanta, and they are a trip. Kenya running around trying not to have a conversation. Anywho, we're going to get right into it. So here we are, right? Season 14, episode 11. They were giving a lot of shade, a lot of, confrontation, a lot of the B word being thrown around by the most Christian. Kind of sacrilegious, a little blasphemy. Here we go. Now, of course, last episode wasn't all that great. Marlo and Kenya started going in. Of course, Marlo is trying to have a pick-me-up time with her friends, with her girls, with her co-workers, with her colleagues and others and associates. But Kenya just won't, abide. She wants to do her own thing. She has every right to, right? The last time they were together, it was a big blow up. And, you can't have all that get out of my face, hands in the face, like, we can't do that. So, Kenya shows up at 9:04. I don't know why they timestamp at 9:04. Kenya shows up. Now, Kenya starts talking to Sanya, and Sanya's filling Kenya in on things. And, Sanya, run, tell that Sanya. That should be her name. Run, tell that. That's her new name. So Run Tell That runs her mouth to Marlo about what Kenya was talking about. Later on, everybody's waking up and whatnot shortly after Kenya and Sanya's talk. Sanya felt like she needed to tell Marlo what Kenya said, and she's just being messy, but she tries to say she's trying to bridge the gap of the two and bring them together. Girl, bye. You being messy. But Kenya was talking some ish about Marlo, and then she mentioned the boys and how Marlo was wrong for doing that. Didn't say it like that, but I'm saying it in a very PC way. And Marlo wasn't appreciative of that either. And it's funny because as Sanya is talking to Lord, Sheree is talking about Kenya too, saying that Kenya's bringing bad vibes, while speaking to Marlo. And it's like Sheree just goes wherever the wind blows. She talking about Candy with Marlo. But then all up in Candy's face, I thought you were my friend. Thought we were better than that. Wait a minute. What? Cash money shit about Candy. Co-sign all that mess. Then, now she's talking cash money shit about Kenya. I'm like, well, damn. And we still can't find their jogger, their workout mat, their water bottle, their product merch of any by Sheree Whitfield. But she has time to, priorities, ladies, priorities. What's next up now? I got my notes. What's next on my notes now? Let's see. Trying to be peacemaker, yada. Oh, Candy, child. Speaking of can't find nothing by Sheree, Candy is, trying to give, great business advice to Sheree. But the stuff I heard is stuff I thought of, and I don't have what Candy has as business. Um, it's just the most. And of course, production chose to choose that line to air. Um, the whole point is, and like Candy said, it makes no sense whatsoever why we cannot buy anything from her so far. Just 2 or 3 items, at a time. To If you got all this fabric, all these things from yesteryear, and then you bring these things to a workout event, you're all about, I mean, everybody was like, what about the fitness stuff? What about, joggers? Okay, she's doing fitness stuff. Everybody thought it was going to be like a fitness brand. Child, I don't know. But it does make sense. Just put out a little bit of time, hire your team from that, and just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. But man, I don't know. It's like, girl, I always wonder, these ladies pretty much get paid to just, be them. They don't have to necessarily go to a 9 to 5 anymore. They're on television, and after so many, years or so much time on TV, you would have imagined they would have gotten some type of, I would have, maybe I'm projecting, but if they're talking about opening businesses and, small businesses, or even, medium to large businesses, I would have imagined some formal education would have came into play, because, they can do 1 or 2 classes a semester, which is not hard at all with filming and their lives. 1 or 2 classes. And if the majority of these ladies have been on TV for at least 5 years, now come on now, they could have been got some type of good enough education to know better than what they're doing, especially Sheree. I just would have imagined. I mean, she's sending her kids to school, so school is of the essence. And she doesn't. Sheree is the elder of the group, and this is what we getting from the elder. Now, when Cynthia was the elder, even Nene, child, they were making moves. But somehow, some way, something missed with Sheree. I don't get it. But let me go back to my notes. So yeah, it just makes no sense why we can't buy the stuff. And child, then Fatum arrives, and Drew is yelling out, "This bullshit! It's some bullshit! Why is she coming? It's some bull, girl." But later on, we find out you brought doggy biscuits, and that was planned from you coming away from Atlanta. So what's more bullshit? I don't know. Now, that's what Candy said on Watch What Happens Live, that she thought it was strange, or it was, like planned. It had to be planned that she brought doggy biscuits and doing all these doggy monikers to Fatum, but you didn't know Fatum was coming until Fatum was there. Interesting. Okay. Hey, I'm just repeating what I heard. I'm just repeating what I heard and commenting on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Watch What Happens Live was kind of cute. It had Candy and Kiki on it, Kiki Palmer. It was really cute. Candy had on something really cute, even the shoes, her hair, everything about Candy's outfit I thought was cute. I would wear it. And that's saying a lot. No shade. Just, I'm glad Candy looked wonderful. I wonder who styled her, or she found it by herself. Interesting. Now, where was I? Drew was mad that Fatum was coming, but whatever. So, Marlo asked Kenya to talk, and Kenya just tried to ignore her and just, just trying to get on the bus and not get left. Essentially, that morning, of course, the previous evening, Kenya was told by Marlo, and in the previous episode, I don't want you attending things if you're not going to stay with us in the house. And Kenya was like, yeah, okay, well, I'm still staying outside of the house, and I will be attending. Uh, so that's why I think Kenya was running from Marlo, trying to avoid being left. So she just, and then made up something about, oh, you raise your voice at me, I don't want to talk to you. That just aided more for her to just ignore her, to make sure she can get on with everybody else and not get left, because that's something Marlo would do, and that's something Kenya would do. So Kenya was thinking, oh, she ain't gonna leave me, trying to get me away from the group, and everybody else getting on the bus, and I'm gonna be by myself. But then, hey, Marlo did say Kenya can take her own transportation. But that wasn't good enough, of course. Kenya was not going to listen to that nonsense. So here we go. While they're going back and forth about getting on the bus, hours go by, child. They just waiting in the driveway, arguing about not allowing Kenya to go with the group on Marlo's events and whatnot. Now, yes, this is about uplifting Marlo. She wanted some girl time and some fabulousness, and it's not working. Oh boy. So they're going back and forth, and Candy calls out Kenya for antagonizing Marlo in the process. Even though Marlo, is coming up with some crazy, rules, there's no need for Kenya to antagonize Marlo at the same time. So, there was no heated exchange, but Candy did call her out for it. I'm like, yeah, everybody was like, okay, let's just try, Sanya calls out Kenya too for dismissing Marlo and being dismissive more so towards Marlo. Just, whatever, bitch. That's the kind of time Kenya was on. And Kenya was just, handling business at the same time, trying to film and trying to, not get into it with Marlo. So hours go by, child. I mean, hours. So Marlo breaks down a little bit in her room. And, she's like, going through it, saying, like, I invited y'all here to help me out. And I didn't need all this mess. So she finally gave in to Kenya. She said, Kenya, she won. Okay, let's go. So they all jumped on a trampoline before they left to release some stress. And apparently the trampoline worked, and they all left to go to this gem mining situation. Now check this out. The cashier person, whoever he was, the greeter, the whoever he was, the instructor, he was very, what do you say? How do you say it? He wasn't too happy that Real Housewives was there. And then Kenya stood behind. She found a Trump 2024 sign tucked away from somewhere. And she said, oh, I'm sorry, I knocked this over when I was reaching for an item. And she gave it to him and kind of showed the group what it said, Trump 2024. And that kind of gave a clue as to why he was kind of curt, and short a little bit and not that welcoming. I'm like, why they choose this place if this does not align with with who they are as a citizen? Hello. Interesting. I'm like, they could have cut all that out and edited it to the point where we didn't even have to know where they were or even know that, or anything to that effect. Anyway, I guess they couldn't for some reason, but I would have if I would have found a way to, because that was obvious some mess. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, for this one. Okay, so in the midst of, oh, I forgot this part before they get to the gem mining. Oh, this was heated. Um, while they were getting Kenya and Marlo together, Drew is saying, "Okay, so we're leaving now. Okay, cool. So I'm not riding in the car with that bitch." Then that reignited a whole new issue. Drew starts off, calling Fatum a bitch. Fatum was about to get in that ass. Like, what? So they going back and forth, and everybody like, oh, no, we got something else to talk. So, Drew was making a mountain out of a molehill. She didn't have to say all that. Oh, wow. And he calling her a lap dog, Sheree's lap dog. And Sheree really gets with Drew. Was like, she is not my lap dog. She is my friend. But she said it in a way that was very checked. Sheree checked Drew on that lap dog mess. And then, then again, that's when Marlo, they cut to Marlo breaking down in her room about not feeling the way she wanted to feel because of the problems Kenya is involved in. And then, of course, Batum and Drew, it's just a lot of mess, and that's not what she wanted for the trip. So that's again when she let Kenya have it. Okay, we're gonna all go, and then they went to gem mining and ran into Trump 2024. Child. Then so everybody leaves, but it was kind of cute. They come back to the house, and Marlo wants to meet with everybody. And Marlo decides to kick everybody out. She didn't call everybody their car. Y'all gotta go. The end. Okay, Marlo, classy. At least she's classy with it. At least, she's not. She's classy. At least she's classy with it. Okay, I called each of you a car. I would like each of you to go. I didn't expect what I got. I would have expected a lot more, respect and, a lot more girl time and just, to bond, also to bond, and that didn't work and yada, yada, yada. So Ken was the first to get up and go. So, okay, well, I guess I'll go back to my house. That would have been crazy if they all would have went to Kenya's house and had fun. Anyway, I don't blame Marlo. Again, but Marlo would have been in her feelings too about something, and would probably would have been one of the ones to ruin it for the host. So it is what it is. Just another event that Marlo can chalk up to say she was a part of the production. I mean, it's just another notch on her belt as a housewife, and I really thought it would have went a lot better, but it didn't. Anywho, that was season 4, episode 11, and I am so glad you tuned in. Now I'm about to get up out of here and do some things. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you. So if you can like, comment, subscribe, and share, I appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in. Bye.